For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you guys a review on a brand new product for 2019 from Vango. This here is the Vango Palm Air. So it's an inflatable awning, necessarily designed purely only for sort of low vehicles, VWs, bongos, that sort of stuff. So they don't do like a motorhome version of it, but it kind of takes over from the Vango Idris, which you had in 2018, but probably a bit more of a keener price point, but still keeps and actually adds a few extra features. So the first thing probably to be aware of in comparison to the Idris of previous years is actually the length's a little bit shorter. So means the pack size is a little bit smaller, so it's less fabric, and also it's a little bit lighter as well. But the main thing that people were always worried about with small little things like that is being too big for a small getaway. Joys of this yet again is they've taken away all of the kind of the bulk or the unnecessary features that you don't necessarily want with something that's small, compact, and something you're going to use mainly for a weekend or your first kind of inflatable awning. They do also a version of this in pole to be aware of, same kind of size, same kind of features built into it, but just obviously a bit more of a lower price point, something that's quick and easy and something that hasn't got sort of maybe a bit more money to spend on an inflatable version. But that's of course called the Pharos, and that oddly enough comes in a tall and in a low size as well. So low size we're looking at 180 to 210. And that just means that it fits perfectly for these sort of VW sizes, and you've got adjustment here. Uses a really good sort of fabric here again, and like I said, it's something that's very waterproof. 2 inflatable beams, it's very quick and easy to put up, and you can always check out our own pitching and packing video that we do here at Attwoolls on these products to see how simple it is. But what surprised me, what you pay for essentially the features you still get in the model is actually quite very good value. And if you look at it in comparison to something like from Camper, so they do Camper, the Travel Pod Trip Air, which is sort of more on a similar sort of lines than I would say is very much a competitor. This probably has got more talking features, but not really is very close in terms of the price differences. So you've got things built onto it like essentially a side door, which is really nice. And you can obviously enter to the main body. Your front door is a much bigger door as well. And actually, as you can see here, you've got a big mesh panel, so you can get good circulation all the way into the vehicle itself. You have still got a door normally tucked up here, which let's just bring that down. So you've got little toggle points to keep it at bay, and actually the way it's kind of designed is you can't physically see it, which is means it looks even smarter when you want to get circulation. And certainly some we've had for 2018, it's been quite the thing. So you've got a nice big window in there as well, so if you obviously roll the blind up on the inside, you can get good sort of visibility into the awning itself. And what you can also do as well is that's little eyelets in there as well, so some king poles, and you can actually, what you do is bring that out for just a little bit extra, bit of shelter at the front. But I mean, we'll talk through sort of kind of the main sort of headline news on the outside and work our way inside in just a moment. But that can instead just roll away underneath. So you've got a toggle, sort of clip it, sort of toggle in, toggle out ground sheet. So joys, that means that you've got the versatility of the inside of it if you don't necessarily want to have a sort of a sewn in ground sheet at the bottom there. Yet again, that you can remove that, so you've got dogs, or if it's sort of raining, you can actually have the whole thing sort of open front, take the ground sheet out, and it just drips into the ground rather than worry about if it rains coming in and out of the actual model itself. You've got a window on the other side, and actually you can see little doorways on the entrance. So that's something, again, other models in similar range don't have that entrance into the vehicle without going through the awning every time. There's actually one on the other side as well, so you can go either end, so really good versatility. You've got guy points, and yet again, just luminate as well to stop anyone tripping over, hopefully anyway, tripping over that part. And you've still got things like throw-over straps included, with the ability of a single 6mm cater to feed it into a rail, but then really fixing kits are where you want to use something like this anyway. But we'll have a little look inside and talk through a few more features and get a bit more of a grasp for kind of the space you've got in there for what you're looking at. So we're now inside the Palm. You can kind of get a little bit of more feeling for space. And the first thing you can see, obviously, in terms of interior height, is actually pretty decent. I mean, I'm being about 6'2", 6'3". Standing in the middle is not a problem. To be fair, even towards the end, it's still not an issue either, and it's due to the fact the way the beams are kind of pre-angled, so you've got almost straight part that curves in, and that helps to give you sort of for such a small space you've got inside, the interior headroom actually is pretty decent, and it helps to make it feel kind of bigger than it kind of should be. If it was obviously roundedly curved, you seem to lose a lot of room because it's just kind of in top of you. A nice PVC window through the side, and then you've also got a curtain to get the privacy when you want to as well. Like I said, as we saw from the outside, you had a door on there, so you've got pretty much dual purpose of getting into here. Although you can't actually, the problem, you can't fit a bedroom as such inside of here. The Vango are producing kind of a standalone bedroom, so but for something that's kind of this small, I don't think you would want a bedroom in it anyway, to be fair. But on the front part where I've removed the mesh here, there is just like a ground sheet that sort of toggles up and toggles down. So it's kind of a flat entrance into the main part of it. You still always have a little bit of a lip here, but that's due to kind of the way the door works in terms of making it a seal along the bottom. Now, we've got the door positioned sort of halfway. That can easily, just by unzipping the top, unzipping the bottom, that can then be, so the Velcro's moved, that can then be rolled away, and obviously then leaves you to have full access door. But the joys of having it sort of halfway means that you've then got essentially storage area, although be it a little bit small, next to your van, and still in the shelter. Like I said, you've still got doors in the attachment tunnel parts to come in and out as you want to into the vehicle. And like I said, for the price points, you don't see many models on like that elsewhere. One thing that's sort of Vango changed across the whole of their driveway awning range is the way the bag works. Rather than being what they call like a drawstring bag on one side, you've got a zip that runs all the way through it, so it makes it a hell of a lot easier getting it back in the bag. I've sort of listened to kind of response people have been doing, and so that's definitely the way to go. The pump comes supplied with it as well, which is included in the price, and you've also got features like sort of TBS, which stands for tension band system. So in stormy and windier weather, you've got little cable, little sort of welding straps here, which kind of link up to the roof part and help to brace the tent sort of internally. It's not something you'd use very often, but something that's there if you want to use it. You've got low level ventilation along the bottom of the window. Like I said, with that sort of front mesh panel, that helps to give it circulation as well, and obviously kind of give you circulation into the vehicle without having to have all the bugs necessarily come in. But there are a few extras you can look at as well. So not only can you buy what we call like a footprint or a carpet, just to make it a bit more homely, but obviously the pre-mentioned in a bedroom to go inside of here. But generally, like I said, in terms of, I think, value for money, it's very good. One thing I would be aware, like I say, if you're looking probably more sleeping somewhere in here, wanting kind of more room, that's when the Keeler in the range is probably a better model to go for. You are a bit tight for room, and like I said, the Keeler also offers something that's got a sewn in ground sheet, just to make it kind of more sealed. And actually, in terms of spec, in terms of fabric as well, it goes up again. But generally, I think for hitting the price points, you still get all your main features that you want to know about. You've got a hanging point for a lantern in the inside, and that's actually one on the attachment part as well. The bracer pole on this is actually kind of a fiberglass pole. So you just insert that rather than inflatable tube. So you can kind of see where they've managed to keep the price points where it is without losing necessarily any of the quality. That's one thing you can always pretty much reassure, is necessarily, you know, the quality doesn't fade just because the price is cheaper. But generally, it's a nice model. I think it's certainly one that probably is definitely one to look at for 2019. We are going to having this up in some form, whether it be the pole model or the inflatable model at our shop and showroom. So it's definitely worth getting in contact with us with and seeing what we've got on display. Or alternatively, just come in, and like I said, we can always talk you through the range. But that is the Vango Palm Air, like I said, only available in low size.